morning! Welcome to another weekly vlog. I thought it'd be fun to vlog this week because I have an interesting week. I've got a fun week ahead. Today and Thursday, I'm out and about, so I want to take you along with me. Today is a banging business club day. So if you remember, I think it's like 9-10 years ago now, but me and my friends Leena and Lucy, we had a podcast together called Banging Book Club, and we are still friends, and they are also YouTubers. And so once a quarter we get together for a banging business club where we catch up, but then we also kind of bring things to the table in terms of things going on with work and business, and kind of like help each other out in like a peer-to-peer, like supportive way. And so that is today, and normally we do them in London because me and Lucy live in London. Obviously I've got the kids, so I've got a bit more time constraints, and Leena lives in the Midlands, but Leena is often in London for various things. But today me and Lucy are going to Leena. So it is our first banging business club in the Midlands, and so I need to pack up my stuff. But before I do that, I want to thank this video sponsor, which is Suri, which is the toothbrush that I've been using for ages now, and in fact was using before they ever started working with me on sponsored videos. So thank you, Suri. Welcome to my little bathroom. So I used to get so frustrated by my old electric toothbrush. It would just get so dirty and would be really difficult to clean, and then would also just make its mess all over the sink area too. I probably should have stopped using it a lot sooner than I did because I was putting all of that in my mouth to clean my teeth. But when I heard about Suri toothbrushes, they seemed exactly what I was looking for. And so I got myself one. This is my Suri toothbrush. It's in the colour Winter Fern. The Suri toothbrush has a slim and durable aluminium body, and Suri really cares about sustainability. And so their brush heads are plant-based and recyclable by Suri. Mine is actually in need of a change. So I got my new brush head, and it's super easy because you literally just pop it off, pop a new one on, done. And they provide you with these bags, and you pop your brush heads in, and then when you have 4 in one bag, you can send it back off to them to be recycled. We love recycling schemes. Can't wait to clean my teeth tonight. They also come with mirror mounts, which have been one of my favourite features. It just keeps the whole sink bathroom area really tidy, and you can just pop it on your mirror. They have 40+ days of battery life, and also these UV cleaning and charging cases, and we use these all the time anytime we go away or traveling. So handy. I love packing my toothbrush away, and as you can see, it just plugs in through a USB-C for charging and UV sterilizing. So I loved mine so much that I actually got one for my husband. His color is called Morning Waves, and they have a bunch of other colors too. I absolutely love my Suri toothbrush. It's just great to not feel frustrated and gross every time I'm brushing my teeth. Definitely don't feel that way anymore. And of course I have a special discount for you. You can use my code Witton20 to get 20% off your Suri order, and there is a link in the description. Okay, back to the vlog. We've arrived at Leena's and straight to the bookshelf.
Oh, obviously. So these are my bookshelves. I've sorted them into unread and read, but they're also scattered around. So there's chaos in the calm. I've read these ones, I've read these ones, I haven't read these ones, I haven't read these ones. Seated kneeling chair. On she goes. She's on. Then you pull that out and you can type away, and this is a standing desk as well, so you can change it.
I love
There's
that
really
for my
good for
back.
wriggling. Yeah.
And also just like, yeah.
Okay, that's not going in the video.
Hannah's immediately made it sexual.
Yeah, it is absolutely the most sexual clip. That's soft.
Have you ever tried this one?
Yeah.
I'm fine with that.
This is no. When you see it, review. I wouldn't normally veto.
But yeah, very comfy.
I am a judge for the British Book Awards, as is Leena, but a different category. These are the books that she has to read. Da, 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 da. Enjoy
you want to read
that. Enjoy that. Yeah, very good. Lovely. How are you feeling?
I couldn't possibly say how I'm feeling. Legally, actually, I've signed a contract to say I'm not allowed to say how I'm feeling. Anyone who knows me might get a guess of how I'm feeling, considering some of the books are on the list.
Yeah, just take that
But
in.
I'm not saying anything.
No.
That's what should be known.
Confidential.
There is no knowing, no nothing.
No.
Who could say?
Bye. Hi! Banging Business Club was clubbed. Business
Clubbed, plots were plotted.
And now we're going out for some food and Craig is joining us.
Thanks for having me, guys. I thought you were going to make a joke that like Lucy has dramatically changed her appearance. Transformative.
It's been a really transformative session.
We rebranded her.
Good morning. It is almost 8:10 and Rowan is still asleep. Yesterday, he woke me up at 6:15. And then last night, Dan was the one to sleep in bed with him. Dan's left for work already and this child is still asleep. Nope, never mind. I've just seen him sit up on the monitor. Let's see if he's gonna come in here. There we go. Okay, let the day begin. We're back. The child has been dropped off. Today is a big filming day and it's a big bedroom filming day. So, as you will have seen, because this video is coming out after, I finally released the bedroom reno redecorating part 2 video. And actually what has happened is all of that was filmed and done, and then Pith and Stem, who are the company that make the desk that we bought with our money, were like, we'd like to sponsor some stuff. So I need to film the sponsored bits for that video to then insert into the main video. So that is task number 1 today. That I'm gonna do that first so I can get that footage to Bethan as soon as possible. And then the next video is, can't see, is bookshelves organizing. So I've got nothing else to do today because I don't know how long it's gonna take me. So like, I've committed to a full day of filming. But obviously I need to figure out how on earth I'm gonna film this video because those bookshelves are really high up and I actually haven't even tested if standing on a chair I can reach the top shelf. I think I can. I hope I can, because otherwise this video is a bit of a flop. But also, whilst I love the new look of the bedroom, its one downside is it makes the room quite dark. So right now I'm very well lit because this is the window and the light is coming in, but this is not the direction I need to be filming in. I need to be filming against this wall and it's all very dark. I only have one studio light, so I'm gonna try and light it as best as I can so that the video looks good. Because we don't want a dark bookshelf because then you won't be able to see what is happening. The 3 dark green walls does make it harder to film in here and have decent light, hence why I'm always here. But let's go. I'm gonna stick some music on or maybe a podcast in my ears and start setting up for a big ass filming day. Okay, desk stuff has been filmed. I am now getting all of that footage and popping it in the drive, and then we need to reset up this room for bookshelves, organising and filming. Oh no, what's that name? Footage. Okay, I think I've got it best I can. Tripod over there, light over there. You can just about see the top shelf, but it's basically empty anyway. And then when I'm sorting the books, my plan is to do that on the bed, and then we'll lower the tripod so we can see the bed. But I'm just gonna test it to see how the lighting is. I'm ready to film, other than I want to tie my hair up because it's gonna get annoying. It's gonna get so annoying. So we're just gonna do a single plait and then we can get busy with the bookshelves. And this video is already out, the bookshelves, so enjoy. In case anyone was wondering how YouTubers spend their time, between like tidying up from the first video to getting everything set up and like completely ready to start filming this one. I think it's taking me about 40 minutes. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to pause this video half through to like eat lunch. Let's do it. Back to business. Back to business. I am a shell of a woman. I do not have time to pack all of this stuff down and like put things on charge. So when I leave, I'm just gonna shut the door to the bedroom so Rowan can't come in. And also my laptop has no storage space, but I only need the storage space to get all of the files onto my laptop, and then it like syncs to Google Drive, and then I don't need the local storage. But I don't even have enough local storage to like do that transfer. So I'm just uploading it all directly from the SD card to Google Drive, but that means that my SD card is obviously having to stay in the computer, which makes me anxious. But oh my God, that took so long to film. I'm so sorry, Beth. I'm so sorry about the amount of footage. And then when Dan gets home, I'm gonna be like, help, I need more storage. Okay, no, I need to go. I need to go pick up this child, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good morning. I've got 3 things I want to share with you before I get cracking with work. One is that my hair is now at a certain length where I need to tie it behind my head when I go to the toilet. So this is because of my stoma bag. So I'm like trying to empty my stoma bag and leaning forwards in the hair, and I'm like, oh, that's too close. That's too close. No one wants poo on their hair. I've clearly not had to deal with this before, because since having my stoma, I don't think I've ever made it to this length. So we keep the hair safe behind the head. That's number 1. Number 2 is the podcast that I've been listening to religiously recently, and it is Doing It for the Kids, which is a business podcast about freelancing when you are a parent. And I started listening to it a while ago, and I just kind of went through some of their recent episodes and like saved the ones that felt like they were relevant to me. But then I'm activated. I'm like also a paying member of the Doing It for the Kids community now as well. The hair's coming out. One, I just love the co-hosts and their dynamic. You know, when you just get sucked into like people's relationship and banter in podcasts, like I'm in. I have a full-on parasocial relationship with these 2 people. And what I've now gone and done is I am listening to the entire backlog of this podcast from the beginning. And it's absolutely wild because they were recording during like lockdown. And of course, as freelancers and as parents, so much shit went down. And so I feel like I'm reliving the entire pandemic and lockdowns and things like through them, which is weird, but they just still have lots of great nuggets of advice. And actually, it's one of those kinds of podcasts where I'm not massively taking notes and not every like episode is relevant to me, but it's just all of the things that are just like, you know, pondering and thinking about in the background, just like in my head, and it's great. And the episodes are only 20 minutes long, which is great for parents. They know their audience. That's number 2. What was the third thing? What was the third thing? My hair and poo. The podcast. There was a third thing. I can't remember what the third thing is, but today is a day of meetings and planning stuff for my ideas that I have around my creator consultancy based business, and doing some like market research and outreach to other creators, which is one of these things that's been on my list for ages, and I'm like, we need to do this. But maybe a bit of video planning, and then I've got a meeting with Patreon later today about testing some like new features on the platform. That's my day. It's gonna be mostly sat at my desk. Yeah. Okay, let's do some work, and maybe I'll think of that third thing later. It is video premiere time, so I'm in the chat and I'm also eating my lunch. Today is just noodle day because we are at that stage where it's like, we don't have anything, there's nothing in, but I do have some noodles and they are delicious. You know when you just have a really annoying task that you have to get done? That is the task that I'm currently faced with. I've made my list of other content creators that I want to reach out to, And now it's just a case of being like, okay, where do I talk to this person the most? Is it on WhatsApp? Is it like Instagram DMs? Is it email? And then reaching out to them and booking in like market research calls. And then like slightly changing the wording of it depending on like who that person is and my relationship with them. All the things. It's just annoying, but it's got to be done. It's got to be done because I need to do these calls and I need as many of them as possible. And so I need to reach out to as many people as possible because not everyone will want to or be able to. So I'm eating some apple crumble and custard because I made apple crumble recently, but a while ago, and it needs eating. So, you know, someone's got to do it. But I've done all of my current reaching out. Obviously, there'll be people that I haven't thought about or people that I don't know, but you got to start somewhere. Oh, so hot. Why? But of course I created a Notion database. So I've got like my list of all of the people who are already booked in, people that I've reached out to, and then the people that have like said yes, and I've sent them the link to get booked in. So I know that if they don't, I have a reasonable excuse to follow up on them because they said yes and I sent them the link. So there's that. I basically have got, starting next week, for the next 3 weeks, is when I like opened up my Calendly for this purpose. So already I've got a lot of calls booked in. It's going to be a bit mad. But that was one of those painful jobs that actually didn't take that long. The next thing I need to do is actually prep for those calls because they start on Monday next week. So I need to figure out all of the things that I want to ask, things that I need to find out, just basically just like have a list of questions because the calls are 30 minutes and I need to be efficient. Yeah, I'm going to eat this apple crumble and then start prepping. Good morning. Today is a day out and about in London town. I am headed to the 529 space, which is like this new creator space, filling in the gap since the YouTube space closed all of their like physical spaces during the pandemic and lockdowns. But it's basically run by one of the many influencer marketing agencies, and they have part of their office that is open for like co-working for creators, and creators can hire the space for shoots or whatever, but they also run like creator events. And so this morning's event is all about using LinkedIn as a creator, and this is something that I've been talking about, like, oh, I need to do LinkedIn, I need to get better at LinkedIn. So I'm here and I'm ready to learn, and we shall see. Back in the day, like over a decade ago, I was a LinkedIn mentor for other students at my university. So like 12, 13 years ago, I was your go-to person for LinkedIn amongst my network. Not anymore. But I do think for like the freelancing creator business side of what I do, probably would be very useful to have LinkedIn. But I'm also curious to see what the usefulness is of having a LinkedIn purely as a creator as well, or like being active on LinkedIn. I guess what they're going to say is that like all of the other people in our industry, like all of the people that work for brands and agencies, all of the people who with decision-making power and money spending power, they're all on LinkedIn and they're all talking on LinkedIn. That's what I think I'm going to be told today, probably. But yeah, off we go. The absolutely mad hail has stopped, but I'm telling you, 2 minutes before I left 529, it was sunny outside. I could see the sun, but I did bring my brolly. I was prepared. But that event was really great. I've come away with some like immediately actionable things in terms of like updating my LinkedIn profile and things. I even posted on LinkedIn whilst I was there with all of the other creators and stuff that were there as well. We were all then like adding each other on LinkedIn. So I've got more connections. But it was encouraging. Like I know I want to be doing more LinkedIn. It's just like not even part of my current processes or habits. when it comes to like content and stuff, but I want that to change. We're gonna strategize. We're gonna figure out how I can fit it in. Okay, things are dripping on my camera, so I'm gonna put you away. I need to get something to eat, and then I'm gonna head off and hopefully meet some friends who are also working in central London today. Hello, and we have a classic case of finishing the weekly vlog the week after. I've actually come to a co-working space today to get a bit of change of scenery. But yeah, last week after meeting up with Leena and Rosianna and Sana and got a little bit of work done, and then it was just heading home and going to pick up Rowan from his childminders. But I have now started my mad few weeks of many market research calls with lots of different creators. I've had 3 today and they were really lovely, and yeah, I've got loads more over the next few weeks. But thank you for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I am really having a fun time doing these vlogs, and thank you so much to Suri for sponsoring this video. Don't forget that you can use my code Witton20 to get 20% off your Suri order. And what has even happened in this video? I can't even remember at this point. I'm gonna go inside now because it's actually colder out here than I expected. So back inside I go.